So hello guys and welcome back. Shoutouts to the raid right now, just going on, and shoutouts to, I think you guys are from Spain, right? Big shoutouts to that. I love the support and love you guys supporting our local scene. But we are about to get into our first semi-final of this day. If you want to get a little more information on the SCPH quarantine tournament, all you gotta do is use the commands down below on the stream title and it will help you out. But before we get into the meat of the bone of the meat and the action coming our way very soon, just want to quickly shout out, of course, our major sponsor, AKG Games. You can check them out at Facebook and Instagram, akggames.ph, really increasing our prize pool, making it a lot easier for us to really support the scene, and well, giving these players something to play for. Community sponsors gotta be dlsmizzle.com. Gotta check him out. He always has these overlays, always such a good admin there. Big shout out to Mizzle, really setting things up and getting things up to speed. Also, you guys are here at twitch.tv/ph. You can also check me out at facebook.com/daxcast. And we are going to be getting into the semifinals very soon. So it seems like we are going to have a new caster on the board, and I believe that is Mr. XtinC coming our way. So XtinC, are you there? Or is it time for us to get our cast on?
Yep, I'm here.
I can't. I love your mic. I remember, the guys, we just deal with Mr. XtinC's mic because he is one of our Masters Plus players right now. Very solid volunteer, really helping us out in many regards in the tournament, in the marshalling as well as the casting. And he has a lot of knowledge, especially on the Zerg race. But sadly, my boy, we're going into a matchup that I think we both do just end up leaning towards to during the Gold to Diamond bracket of the quarantine tournaments, and it's the PvP coming our way.
Yep. Another PvP.
Another
Nothing out of
PvP.
the.
It seems like it's so consistent, honestly. Like, it's the top 4 that does make it to that era, that edge, and it really is just all about the Protoss here, and it's confirmed. So all our Zergs got knocked out round number 4. XtinC. What do you feel about that? Are you heartbroken?
No, actually, because all of the Zergs went against Protoss, and as we all know, Protoss are OP. So yeah.
So guys, remember, Mr. XtinC is also on the camp of Protoss OP forever and ever. But it really goes to show, especially on the lower elo, it's a lot easier to handle the Protoss compared to the Zerg. And it seems like in terms of min-maxing, our PH community is so potent at really getting so much value from the color. So well played there to our top 4, which is Garchuu, Shadow, Floki, as well as Yuzora. Now these 4 players will be able to play again. 2 of them going to be moving on to the grand finals. The other 2 going to be in our 3rd place match. In our order of the broadcast, we will be doing Garchuu versus Shadow right now, while Floki and Yuzora are played off stream, and then we do our 3rd place match, give the grand finalists a little bit of a break to really rest things up and get ready to go, and we will go into the grand finals afterwards. So you can check out the bracket, of course, by using the command. It's SCPH_QT3_G2D. Are you a QT, Mr. XtinC? Do you think you're a QT?
What? I don't know that.
Come on, I'm trying to add some spice here, but why you guys shut me down like that? Why you guys shut me down? It's 2020, man. It's 2020, mates. But it is what it is, and it is gonna be time to get into the semifinals. We really appreciate all the 38 participants who has participated so far, and honestly, we have had barely any hiccups into the tournament. So well played to everyone. It only took us 3 editions of the tournament, but hey, everything is smooth sailing, and I'm really proud of the community for that one.
It's a very smooth tournament so far. Every game just went on so smoothly. I like it. I love it.
I love it indeed. So I'm just looking at our picks real quick. So it seems like we do have our maps in order. We do have Eternal Empire to start things off. Then it's Nightshade, actually. The first time we're going to be seeing Nightshade today, as we have been, for some reason, getting a lot of Zen throughout the tournament. Now, we do have to clarify with the admins what the map picks are, because I'm seeing both Zen as a ban as well as a pick. So someone tell me what's going on there, because we need to figure that one out before we start. But hey, this is the SCPH quarantine tournament, and we're just keeping it for the community and looking to have some fun along the way. Of course, this is a tournament. We do have a stream play, so you can check that one out down below. But in the meantime, got Eternal Empire, Nightshade, and whatever map number 3 is of Mr. Mizzle. What's that? What are we getting? I need it. I need to put the picture. I need to put the picture. It's map number 3. We got Eternal Empire. We got Zen. No, we got Nightshade. So, what do you think, XtinC, for Eternal Empire? How do you think the PvP is gonna unfold?
Um, Eternal Empire is like more of a Stargate map, I believe. Like you can easily use a flying units there because of the map layout. But I don't know. It depends on these players what they tend to do.
I also think you have a point that they use aerial units, but I don't think it's completely a Stargate. You can go for the whole facility, and you know what's really good that floats around? Then the warp prism. Wink, wink,
Yeah.
not nudge. That's a flying unit. That's a thing. That's a thing right there in this PvP. But hey, if you don't get a map order, whatever, we'll just wing it and go with whatever is there in the end. So, but in terms of the bans, if the bans really are going to be Purity, Golden Walls, Malacrum, and Zen, that just leaves by the process of elimination. Our third map should be, I'm just guessing Everdream. So we'll just assume under that assumption, and well, we'll just see if it's gonna change anytime soon, because we do want to get into the game. And here we go with our map pool so far, with a pretty big asterisk on map number 3. Eternal Empire, Nightshade, and Everdream LE gonna be our picks. So what do you think about this map pool right now in the PvP? What's gonna be a big defining factor in a mirror matchup like this? I can already see Nightshade. It's pretty close diagonal, and it might really have a few instances of proxy play on the second, the third, and even the first map, honestly.
Based on these players' caliber, I mean, Garchuu being before reaching the semifinals, I think even finals, right? And Shadow being able to knock off one of the previous champions. I believe we're gonna see I think a more macro-ish play for them, especially PvP. But
Yes.
maybe someone will try to mix it up. Maybe do some cheeses here and there.
Panda is rubbing off on you. I hate it. Yeah, Panda is the only one who always like, oh, cheese, and he's just rubbing off on you right now. So I do want to note, as Mr. XtinC has mentioned, Shadow has knocked out our inaugural champion on Quarantine number 1 Shenanigans with a 2-0. Very impressive. Even knocking out Exoskeletor, which is also another impressive feat. So he is really having a good wave of momentum right now. In the meantime, his opponent Garchuu, if I remember correctly, was at the very least in the top 4 last Quarantine number 2. So it seems like he's looking for redemption and trying to get a crown under his belt. So this is really going to be a matchup to remember in terms of that PvP. And let's just not waste time, and let's just get into the matchup instead. I can't wait to see what these two players have in order for us, and it really is going to be a pretty fine time, that's for sure, here on Eternal Empire. PvP again, it really is just the way to go in terms of the quarantine tournament. We just take it. We just like, okay, we do those, we take those, and that is what we get, and that is what we expect. How about you, Mr. XtinC? If you could pick a matchup to really fill up the last part of our bracket, what matchup would you like?
I actually want to see ZVP actually in the finals, and ZVP is I really want to watch ZVP.
Yeah, ZVP is really nice, but you know what else is going to be nice? It seems like it is time for us to get into our game. And let's get into map number 1 out of 3. It's time for Eternal Empire. Here we go. I can't wait to introduce our players, because I got XtinC with me. And you guys should already know what XtinC does by this point. Are you ready, Mr. XtinC? Are you ready? Do you have your sound cues? Okay, let's go into this one. Introducing first, one of our first semifinalists here on Eternal Empire. On the bottom left of this map, it's a red Protoss, Garchuu.
Tan 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 tan.
That's so bad. It's so bad. Why? Why do
when introducing players, it's like the standard thing, and you don't have it.
No, just because you see some of the people who host regional tournaments doesn't mean you use a tune. Okay, I know the cranky guys do it, but then you look at GSL and just like a stamp. It's very different. It's very different. You know, like what you like. I don't know. It's like okay, okay, okay.
They have like triumphant song gaming. Garchuu.
Okay, anyway, and his opponent's on the top right, not apparently a shadow of his former self. He's just really out in the sunshine right now, and it's a sunshine day here for our Blue Protoss. His name is Shadow.
Tananan.
Okay, not bad. I like the second one better. It's just like, it's pretty quaint, it's pretty chill, and we are gonna get a PvP, so we are gonna get our standard 2 gateway, 1 core opening from both sides. So nothing cheesy at the very start, but you know, even though you don't do get 1 core, you can still go for the proxy and just ruin everything for everyone in the first place. And that was what PvP is all about. Many players say this is one of the messiest matchups of them all, and Shadow already with the proxy seems like he's gonna be looking for a little bit of drop play with a potential Warp Prism or a Stargate, as Mr. XtinC has said.
I hope Stargate. I want to see Phoenix play. Give us Phoenix play, please. Never mind.
That's true, that's true. You know, Phoenix, Mass Phoenix Adepts, I'd love to see that. Like, we haven't really seen too much Protoss today, honestly, because we have basically been avoiding it in a way. We haven't been looking at the PvP matchups, but you cannot avoid the struggle any longer, and well, PvP is something fun in its own regard if it does get exciting, but it really boils down to the players, and at least we were able to cleanse our plays just a little bit overall today, and get PvP at the last half. But Garchuu right now setting up a Stargate here on his main. Seems like this might be some Oracle harassment. Will it be the double Oracle? Will it be the Oracle and the Phoenix together? Second Nexus right now already established by Garchuu, and he might be jumping the gun here because honestly, he who expands first on a PvP is he who gets punished earlier.
This is actually good because Stargate can basically counter double Immortals, because since Phoenix can just lift them up. So let's see if Garchuu can do the proper reaction to this.
Yeah, it really depends. It really depends on what he's gonna go for, but it's an Oracle here for Garchuu. And I've seen recently that if you do go for the Oracle and you just get bum rushed by a lot of units, there's nothing really your Oracle can do. Sure, you can get the shutdown out in the middle line, but by that point, you're just looking to just basically destroy your opponent there and then anyway. And what matters is you kill your opponent, not if you have an economy or not. But hey, speaking of not, it's Shadow right now with these two Immortals. These Stalkers will stand no chance whatsoever. Easy shutdown here, and now getting the shots on. Shield Battery will go down. Second shield battery gonna be the target again, and this slow zealot won't really be doing much except doing the tanking. The Stalker's trying to get on away, but the Immortals creeping on closer, trying to get on through. Pulsar Beam is not very effective here against these units.
And Phoenix. Phoenix can deal with it so much easier.
That's highly unfortunate, but it seems like one Immortal will eventually go down. It seems like the Pulsar Beam is weakening these Immortals enough to pop those shields, and since the Immortals don't have any anti-air, it will slowly but surely die. It will take a while though. Double Oracles right now into the field, and Shadow has to decide what's the plan. He's losing a lot of minerals here because of the Immortal cost, and he will go for the Regal instead, as he wanted the Phoenix, but it's just a disabled there. The Oracle's apparently doing enough damage, but unfortunately right now for Garchuu, not any energy on those two flyers.
There's still one Immortal here.
Yeah, it's just chilling. It's just chilling and realize that, hey, can I just step here and take a break? The Oracle not giving chase. Gonna be looking to get the catch on force field right now. Gonna get a second one! And another big pickup potentially here for Garchuu. Shadow overcommitting there. Didn't able to really get the scout onto the Stargate to begin with. And a Void Ray for support. We don't really see Void Rays too often nowadays, but they're pretty critical at getting rid of armored units that can't really shoot back.
Yeah, good defense there by Garchuu. Perfect defense.
I love it. Garchuu really realized the situation, and well done there by Garchuu in terms of that match type. Unfortunately though, he really wanted to use those Oracles to go for the harassments, and it didn't work out that way. Rocks right now might go down. Shadow right now waiting at the ramp. We do see the pylons right now, those set on up. And for Garchuu, he's going to be looking to defend on the second base still. Void Ray up on top. Stalker's going to be there as well to help things out. Shadow right now looking to overrun with the Immortal count. And like we said, there really is just he who expands first, who gets punished for it. Shadow putting in the pressure. Can Garchuu hold? The Voider is desperate to survive. If this goes down, it might be game, set, and match. There's immediately the Sentry gets warped in just to die. Adept's going for the shots.
It's over. If the Stalker's dead, it's over.
It's so close. Void Ray versus Stalker. Really gonna be a big matchup here. Shadow in the meantime. Oh, huge shutdown. Did you notice that? Pylon actually will get caught there, and goodbye to that tower. Shadow gonna be retreating instead, and he's gonna go for another gateway on the board. 3 gate right now for our blue Protoss. In the meantime, here for Shadow. Supply block, not. He is. 3 gate, 1 Stargate instead, going for the second Nexus, and with more Voiders on the field, gonna be a good way to really deal with the opposition.
Well, right now, Shadow is in a timer here. He needs to do something real quick, since right now Garchu's in 2 base, and if you're in 2 base versus 1 base, it's gonna be a snowball real quickly.
But hey, seems like the workers have fallen down just a little bit. Garchuu trying to go for a little bit of that punish play, but in the meantime, it's only 19 workers here for Shadow compared to 31 Garchuu has. As since the Nexus has held, allows him to really double pump out those probes and go for a little more minerals onto base. A good cleanup here for Garchuu. Sees the double proxy robo facilities, and goodbye to all the investments there. Well done here by Garchuu. Going for a Void Ray tech that you don't normally see just to counter out the Immortals, and that is going to be enough. Now, en masse, these Immortals are going to be melting against those Void Rays. The Stalkers are going to be trying, of course, and it is going to be a Stalker Immortal composition right now, but the Void Rays can still melt things out if played correctly. Rocks still are broken. Shadow knows he doesn't need to deal with any kind of funnels. He only has to deal with the air, and every little bit of space he can use, he will take.
If he can get some shield batteries here, Shadow, he can actually defend this quite well.
Okay.
You just need to save the Stalkers, because Stalkers are the only anti-air he has, and nothing can really kill Immortals if there are Stalkers.
Anyway, Void Race right now putting in the pressure. Second Nexus is finally online. Seems like though the Oracles are able to get on through, and for Shadow, he's trying to hide those pros by the Assimilator. All of them queued up there. 1 Oracle will go down, but the Void Rays are just vaporizing everything. We got the blue and the green. It doesn't matter what kind of laser beam you use, those pros will just get melted. And a pretty good strike there from Shadow to cripple the economy.
And it's 37 to 17 probes. Like, I think this Garchuu can take this easily. He's already switching into the Immortals. He has his Robo, and I think he's just gonna mass army and go for 1 big attack.
He has held, and the charge lot now gonna be next on the list. So it's Garchuu waiting on to that second base and wants to play into the front line to try and punish the opposition. I like the charge lot pick. It might be very potent, especially against the Immortal Sentry Stalker composition. We don't even see any sentries actually. Oh, we do have 2 there from Shadow to try and support. But as I say that, if those zealots are able to get the charge on and force fields aren't there in time, the warp blades are going to do a lot of damage. Here we go though with a number of sentries. Garchuu wanting to cut off any kind of retreats, and Shadow going to be waiting down below.
Does he have blink? This Stalkers have blink?
No blink whatsoever. Force field's gonna be absolutely huge. I don't think Garchuu realizes it though. Gonna lose 1 Void Ray for free, but with the force fields in position, now finally Garchuu looking for the punish. 1 Stalker caught in the middle of 3 of them. There we go with the sandwich effect. It seems like Shadow has the back on that. Garchuu a little too afraid there, but in the end still able to hold the line 1 more time.
I mean, it's still a win for Garchuu. He's mining more and he's trading efficiently. Like, I don't know what Shadow should do here.
For Shadow, he's looking for enough pokes, and he's just looking to shut down whatever Garchuu has in store, has in plan. But honestly, for Shadow, the best thing he can do is really macro one up in behind while putting in some pressure. But he can't really afford to lose these units, honestly. You might want to get Blink Stalker to really help things out, as you said.
Yeah, he needs to trade efficiently here, because if Garchuu can get more trades in favor of him, he's gonna snowball this pretty quickly. Look at the supply, it's 89 versus 48.
It's ridiculous. And the Oracles, again, getting some value. It really is just Garchuu making sure that he can find the angle and he can find the momentum of the attack. And now, speaking of the attack, it seems like it's going to be an attack of the mind, because it's Archons right now being warped on in. Garchuu really reinforcing the line, so it's Zealots as well as Archons versus the Stalkers as well as the Immortals. We have a number of sentries though on both sides though. And well. Interesting composition. We got some depths as well, but you know, Charge Lot is the biggest deal right now here for our Red Protoss. Revelation though to get a little bit more of the scouts, and just to make sure that everything is known to the Red Protoss player.
Yeah, okay, right now, Shadow here needs to defend perfectly on this upcoming attack here, unless if he wants to stay in this game. But yeah, it's a 68 army supply over 36. Can he still defend this? I
It's
don't think
looking
so.
pretty bad, honestly. It's a really big advantage right now. Unless Shadow gets the force heals of his life and proper Blink Stalker micro, he won't be able to stand a chance. But speaking of Blink, it's not even done yet. And honestly, if Garchuu goes right now, can be an opportunity to really capitalize on the lack of mobility. But hey, I
Is
think it
he
happened.
hesitating? Is he
Okay?
hesitating?
No, he's warping on in another cycle. He's looking for Scout first. He didn't want to send in that Oracle. It's slating onto the third part of the map there. The third expansion potentially for Shadow. But Garchuu right now with a push. And here comes trouble. Will the Blink upgrade finish in time? 15 seconds left. Seems like it is going to be useful into this next fight. Shadow now hallucinating a few Harkons along the way. He wants to put that one in front instead of in behind. But hey, with Blink Stalker available, might be about mobility here. Still though, Mr. XtinC, big advantage here for Garchuu, and the Warp Present making it even
He's
bigger.
gonna go to the base. He's gonna make a distraction in the base and attack on the front. Look at this.
Okay, here we go with the Void Ray right now, vaporizing everything and anything. Garden Shield gonna be into the front line. Seems like the Templar Archives is the target. Could have gone for the pylon instead. The overcharge though, to try and get some more damage. Stalkers right now brought into the fold, but at the same time, into the natural, gonna be the main bulk of the army, and GG is called. It's Garchuu taking this first victory.
Yeah, good game there by Garchuu. He's been able to defend those double robo perfectly.
Yeah, well played indeed. And that is just gonna be a pretty solid show there. Just a really good defense from Garchuu to really hold the line.
Yeah, I'm so happy that like he went Stargate. Like I really want to say Stargate play on that map. It's so good.
It's so good indeed. But hey, you know, it is what it is, and it just never reached into the late game. Well played there, though, to Garchuu taking that first victory. It seems like we are going to go into map number 2 in just a bit, but yeah, Garchuu winning that one out. And where do you think it really went wrong there for Shadow?
Like he did a good push with double immortal, but like I think Garchuu just did a blind counter him. Like he went Stargate. Like if you're going robo, the main counter of that is going air, and once you get air and you be able to stabilize, like it's you can really defend and you can pull way ahead on your opponent.
That's true. And hey, it is what it is. And there seems like our next map gonna be on the list will be Nightshade. So earlier on, we saw some really good proxy play there from Shadow. It didn't really latch on enough as Garchuu got the proper timing, the proper, you know, just had the proper units to actually try and slow things down. The oracles unfortunately weren't used to their full extent, but at least they were useful on the defense, eventually whipping down the immortals and their shields there. And honestly, it feels like Shadow was banking on the stalker heavy composition, or at the very least a gateway heavy composition there from Garchuu. But since Garchuu went for the Stargate, it was really a big surprise there to the blue Protoss Fury.
Yeah, sick game sets there by Garchuu.
It is what it is, but hey, it's time to get into our second game. Seems like both players are ready to go, and if Garchuu can take this, he will be able to move on to the grand finals. If not, well, we will go into game number 3, but we haven't seen that yet, Mr. XtinC. It has been a day of 2-0 so far, and why do you think that is? What's been happening in our brackets?
Like I'm not sure if every game has been one-sided or it's just been close, but the player who wins just get the edge. I'm not sure, but judging on one of the matches earlier, like Dion versus Jack the Ripper, like it's so close. Like Jack just really threw the game
Yeah,
there.
score doesn't matter, man. Score doesn't matter, but you know what matters is the upcoming game. And let's get into map number 2. It's Nightshade now coming our way.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes, sir. Let's get into another map, another brawl, another fight here in the SCPH Quarantine Tournament. The local scene of the Philippines really looking so good so far. Big kudos to everyone who has participated in our tournaments. But hey, it's time to get into the action yet again. And introducing our players on the bottom right. One map ahead, looking to make it to the grand finals, looking for some redemption from the previous tournaments. It's our blue Protoss, Garchuu. And his opponent on the top left. It's time to get out of the shadows and try to figure things out in the open. Almost got the proxy to work. Close but no cigar. Oracle's apparently just revealing everything and anything. But hey, if anyone can do it, it might be this guy. On the top left of Nightshade, it's the red Protoss of Shadow.
Dude, we're having Cannon Rush. Look at the books!
Holy crap, that's actually ridiculous. So here we go already, immediately going for just such a big push. So it seems like it's a forge right there into the cannon rush already, but Garchuu is responding really well into this, taking care of the pylons onto that high ground, preventing any vision. And the biggest thing he can do right now is shut down the probe that's going for the production. But now this is going to be a pretty good contain because this is just going to be the full cannons in position. He doesn't want to shut down this probe. Oh, Shadow might be overextending there. Here comes the chase. One last hit, 1 HP in a dream. And Shadow gonna be able to get out of it by just a little. One little cleave. This is so close, XtinC. Oh my god. It's not gonna happen whatsoever. You know, your mic might be busted, but you know what else is busted? That Zealot trying to survive. This is not gonna happen. 2 of the trolls so Dawn down. And Shadow literally at a knife's edge. If this died, this would have been game 7 match basically in terms of the economy. If anyone could really keep on ahead, it has to be Garchuu. But Shadow has found his way in. He has called GG! What a quick game! There, Nightshade!
2-minute game, alright. Once that column got up, it's over. I tell you, it's over.
Ridiculous stuff. And we have a match, we have a series in a very interesting way. So Shadow manipulating his opponents, and that is just gonna be enough to take a victory there on Nightshade. And yeah, it seems like map number 3 gonna be in order. Ridiculous stuff. What a quick game there in our series.
You want to know the 100 IQ play here for Shadow?
What?
Go for another Cannon Rush third game.
Go for another cannon rush. That was so close, honestly. If
Who would expect it? Like, no one expects to do double Cannon Rush. Both games Cannon Rush. No one expects that.
no one expects anything, cheese is cheese. And well, Shadow just finding the proper place to really put things down. And there you go, 2-minute game. Ridiculous stuff. Is it time to get into the next game? Garchuu has to be shaken after a map like that. I was trying to do some really hype intro, and then you realize there's a bunch of colors on the bottom right, and surprise, surprise, that's a lot of buildings. That's a lot of small buildings, and it seems like the cannons are there, just there in time. But here for Everdream, gonna be a map number 3. What do you expect, Mr. XtinC? What's gonna be the play besides potentially a back-to-back cannon rush?
I think Shed is gonna do another trick. I think he has another trick up his sleeve.
That's true.
I sense that he's been doing this since the start of the tournament, and I'm sure that he doesn't have just one. He's not a one-trick pony.
Yeah,
He has another trick there.
You know, there's no wasting time in this part, so let's just go quickly with the introductions after what a decisive affair there from the blue Protoss. On the bottom left of Everdream, it's the red Protoss of Garchuu, Hyperspeed. On the top right of Everdream, it is going to be the blue Protoss of Shadow. And well, it's a probe, it's a little probe that could, and he's going at it again.
What is he building? It depends on the... Okay, I called it.
He's gonna go for it again. Forge first. Already Garchuu is following this probe, and he wants to make sure that he knows exactly where that is. 4 probes pulled. What? Shut down immediately. Yeah, we now good bits. Okay, so back to standard. So Forge first, bait out the probes, and back on that. Will Shadow still go for it? There we go. Oh my god, Garchuu is really afraid of this. That's interesting, to say the least. So, right now, Shadow, just being himself, is basically able to really stop the mining time. There's a lot of probes will actually, is no minerals being harvested by Garchuu whatsoever, and honestly, no matter what, Shadow is taking the lead here, because even though he's going for the cannons down below, that's 3 of them actually. 2 of these probes, Garchuu looking very lost on what to do, giving chase, but in the meantime, Shadow has already gotten the rally points on. Zealot right now will be warped on in. Can he actually get the frag? Honestly, for Garchuu right now, the biggest thing he can do is to shut down any kind of high ground offensive. Cannons are there yet again, Shadow making a line, making a smiley face, but no one is laughing except himself. Honestly, no one can understand XtinC by this point. No, honestly, no one can understand XtinC by this point. But here we go, double zealots being pumped on. Now potent cannons are getting the hits from down below. And Garchuu just falling all that in just to die. There is no way you can really withstand the cannons. And GG, well played! Shadow will win the semifinals through 2 cannon rushes in a row.
I called it, man. I called it. It's a 100 IQ play, man. $100 IQ play.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
What?
Okay. That happened. And that's a victory for Shadow. Those 2 maps were a lot shorter than the first one. That was like 5 minutes of my time. That was like 5 minutes of my time. I love it. I love you, Shadow. You have made my time efficient and well played. Well played. Garchuu had no answer. He had no answer, honestly. He was expecting something more macro based. It seems like he has been practicing to really build up those bases, but it doesn't matter when you have a player that can cannon rush like you, like Mr. Shadow, and he will now move on to the grand finals. And honestly, Shadow, a little bit exposed on stream, but at the same time, well, we have seen his true power in the PvP. Mr. XtinC, what you got? What is the breakdown over those last 2 games? Okay, even he's speechless. Probably his mic has finally died. So, you know, besides XtinC's really bad mic, well, you can just say Nightshade and Everdream were a nightmare, honestly, for Garchuu. He was able to really defend so well Eternal Empire, really showing that he had a really good understanding and holding the line, but it seems like that line was drawn a little too far off the sand, and Nightshade and Everdream, no real response whatsoever, overcommitting, giving the chase onto those probes. And well, it's a gold to diamond tournament. What do you expect? The cannon rush is absolutely unstoppable. In a situation like this, you can potentially say Protoss is OP, and that was absolutely ridiculous. We have our first finalist, ladies and gentlemen. We got Shadow with a 2-1 victory. First 2-1 in the tournament broadcast itself, but what a way to do it! What a way to do it indeed. And that is just absolutely ridiculous there from Mr. Shadow. But hey, it is what it is, and the true might of the PvP has to go under the cannon rush, and it really goes all hail the cannon rush, all bow down to the photon cannons themselves. It's been a very interesting day today. We have gotten a lot of different matchups. Big shout outs to all the Zerg players who have come on in and have really improved the race overall in the G2D. They have made it to round number 4. So in the top 8, we did get 3 Zergs. So kudos to them. But unfortunately, in the semifinals, our top 4 all Protoss players. And it seems like Shadow is the one who can really edge it out against the rest. So can he actually do it again in the grand finals? He's waiting on right now with a victor between Floki and Yuzora. So we will be taking a break, ladies and gentlemen. We will go into our 3rd place match after the break, and then we will be moving into the grand final. So Shadow gonna have a little bit of a reprieve, gonna allow himself to reset real quick, trying to figure out a different build to surprise the opposition. But this has been the SCPH Quarantine Tournament, and we will be back with some more StarCraft action.